Because what I do are CDs, I don't actually teach on an ongoing basis. I'm never with a child from the beginning to the end, but I have had a lot of parents write into me and
that's success stories.
Yeah, some amazing experiences that they've had. I had one mother write in from the UK who said her son had recently lost a dog. She had bought the CD and it was the first night he listened to it. He woke up the next morning and just so you know, before this he was having nightmares and he couldn't sleep and all of that. He woke up the next morning and said, "Mom, I'm okay now because I was able to see the dog was okay." In the dream, I guess he had a dream after listening to the CDs.
That's great.
Because I do have the kids listen to it before bedtime, then ask the questions, and usually in the dreams get answers like this.
Amazing.
And she said, and since that day, he's been changed. You know, he was able to see his dog happy and understand that the dog didn't just cease to exist in a way.
Sure.
That it was still somewhere and still happy because he saw the dog in a happy way. Another lady listened to a manifesting CD and wrote me that she was now moving to LA and everything that she imagined and visualized in the meditations were starting to come through one by one.
No kidding.
And she was just amazed. She wrote me this long letter, which I just thought, you know, for her to take the time out to do that was really nice, and to let me know how it had affected her life. Well, I've used it in schools.
Okay.
And some teachers have used it before testing, and I've experienced a rise in the test grades.
Whoa.
And I think a lot of that is because when the mind is calm and not anxious and stressed and tense, the answers are there. I mean, a lot of times kids study, but because of the testing environment, the answers get, you know, they're put in the back of their mind, they can't get to it. So with the meditation being done right before testing, it was able to relax the mind and relax the body and ease the tension, and the answers just started coming. And so they tested higher. It's great for everything. It's the source of everything. When you're able to contact the self, like I said, you are able to come face to face with the Creator. With children, they're able to see how they're connected with the universe. The same elements that make up our body also make up this world. So they're able to see the interconnectedness with the universe, how when they are at peace, the world can also feel that. The energy, the vibration that they're putting out there is the same as what's within them. So with meditation, if you are calm, the world around you, what you perceive also is the calmness, and those are the experiences that you bring into your life. You're able to focus more, concentration, imagination, it helps with stress, with tension, with ADHD, ADD, all these things that we're diagnosing our children with. It helps with all of that, you know. I think it's the single most important technique I could, you know, I think every child, everybody in the world needs this.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not being promoted properly.
Right.
You know.
Right, when you start to see the mind and the body as your tool in this world, you're able to be conscious creators, which we are creators, we're just not conscious of it, you know?
Right.
So by experiencing the self through meditation, you realize your creative self. And that is really what we're here to do. We're here to have fun and play in this world we've created, you know? At every moment we make drama in our lives, and we're created every bit of that. We just don't know it, you know? We get so immersed in the drama and we don't understand how we can create such a thing. But look at the thoughts in your mind. Close your eyes for a minute and follow your thoughts. See how chaotic it is, and then you can see the chaos in your life. If you close your eyes and you find peace, you will see peace in your life. And that's the bottom line. So with meditation, you're learning to quiet the mind and to bring yourself to a place of centeredness and peacefulness and bliss. And then you can live life with complete and total happiness, which is what we're all searching for. You know, when we think we're going to find happiness in the newest car or our mansions and all these objects that we think will bring us happiness, when we get there, when we get these objects, we realize that we're not any closer to that happiness we thought we'd achieve from having these. So that's why we then start looking in another place, and that is inward, and we're able to find that peace. You see a lot of people, like when I was living in the ashrams, a lot of people that would come there, every single one of them had a story of how they were able to find this place. It was never because they felt one day, oh, let me learn meditation. It was always because of a mother's death, or they had cancer, just some life-altering decision that brought them there. And that's usually how people find this. It's because there's nowhere else to look sometimes. And then they start saying, well, if it's not out there, it's got to be within, where everyone says it is. You know, I think Jesus said it. Every prophet, every Krishna, all these avatars have said it. And finally, we are able to look within. And that's how nature brings you to that place.
Sure.
It'll keep cutting things out in your life and keep giving you the lessons until you start saying, okay, I will look within.
Yeah.
And that's where meditation comes into play. I suggest to people to meditate the same time every day, if possible, like waking up at 5:30 in the morning and meditating before they start their day.
That's a good point.
Right. And also if they can find a special place that they meditate, in every morning, it brings up the vibration and the energy in that room. Of course, if you're traveling, wherever you are, you should still do it. You should still continue with that. And then also in the evenings, I think is also a very good time to wind down and to really reflect on the day and kind of just go through it in your mind, look at the lessons for the day and the choices that you've made, and if you've lived up to your highest truth. Kind of just being accountable to the self is a very good process. We have guided meditation CDs, books, inspiring books, yoga DVDs, or just anything that we can come up with that can help evolve a child.
Well, I want to thank you for being with us today.